Bill would come out and say, they don't sell potato chips in brown bags. We have to identify our product.
I came from an equipment manufacturer, so obviously you're used to selling product features, you know. And with pipe, you didn't have nearly as much to sell. At 10 feet apart, you can't differentiate anything. And I said, I think we need a product differentiation. So I thought green, farming, growing, crop. To me, it was an obvious color to pick. Where else could you have a longer green line than you could on 250-foot coils, you know? I went to Wayne and I said, I'd like to try that. You got any ideas? And of course, as we all know, Wayne's a doer and he's got his left hand going. He said, yeah, we could do that. He said, we could put a green stripe on that thing.
I happened to have a printer that was used on smooth wall pipe. And so when you make smooth wall pipe, you put coating on it. And so what we did, we reversed the printing so we'd have a solid stripe, and we put some green paint in it. Yeah. And we started running the pipe through, and it would have a green stripe, then a pause, then a green stripe.
Very quickly, got a call from somebody and said, well, wouldn't it be a more finished product if we extruded it rather than kind of an afterthought to put it on? I said, well, certainly it would be.
And so then we put the green stripe, started running green material, and instead of going through the corrugations and through the high-density pipe for the tubing, you put the green stripe right on, you blend it in right on the top. And so then that was a continuous green stripe. We try to preach in the plant ownership of the quality of the product. And that showed as the coils were rolled out, as they were tied up and rolled out and loaded, it showed to the customer that we were changing things and we were going to be ownership of our product and we'd stand behind it.
We sent a couple loads out there, and of course Leland being a very soft-spoken, I called him up and I said, well, what do you think, Leland? And he said, I tell you what, he said, those couple contractors, he said, that's all they want is that green stripe product. He said, they just think that's a better pipe. And I said, well, that's good. I said, quite honestly, we've basically made to the same standards that we've been making it, but he said, no, he said, they really prefer that green stripe pipe. You can say things, but it's always actions that really make the difference. And I can remember we had him started with the green stripe product out of Iowa City. Everything was going fine. We needed extra pipe, and so we had some sent in from another plant. And it went directly in a rail car from that plant to Leland. I called Leland, I said, how's that pipe? He said, it isn't like we've been getting out of Iowa City, but he said, I can meter it off 4 or 5 coils in a load and get rid of it, you know. He said, I've done that a lot of times with our pipe in the past. He said, you know, you don't give a guy a whole load of bad pipe, you just give him a few coils of bad pipe. And I got pretty adamant with him. I said, Leland, you didn't really take to heart what I told you, did you? He said, what do you mean? I said, I told you the green stripe was a new era in ADS and the quality. And I said, I'm disappointed that you sold it. Because I said, it obviously isn't what I wanted you to do. So I said, you don't sell one more coil until I get out there and take a look at it. And so I drove out there the next day, and just some to say that about everything that could be wrong with pipe was wrong. So back then, I just made the decision. I said, Wayne, you know, you're coming out there with trucks, remember, and you're going to pick that up, and we're going to regrind it all, you know. And I still remember Leland getting over there with Neva, his wife, and I heard him say, boy, it really means something this time. I said, well, what do we do next time, Leland? Do I tell you a pink stripe or a pink star is going to reflect quality? I said, we just can't keep saying that and then not living up to it. And from then on, he was a believer, huh? He truly was.
Bill and Wayne, in their efforts, they came through with this idea of let's label our product so we can have that identity. And so they labeled the product with this green stripe. So initially, the green stripe identified whether or not I had to go out there and look at the product for a concern or not. I'd say, when was it installed? And then if it doesn't have a green stripe, probably not ours.
At the very beginning, we preached that the green stripe is yes, it's a product identification, but it stands for a lot more. It stands for integrity, the quality of our representation, the way we take care of problems, how we conduct our business, the whole gamut of how you develop a trust in a product, in a company.
It became a quality that our customers could depend upon. It became service that they could depend upon. The green stripe started growing into this life of a total commitment from our company to your company to grow.
Well, I think that the ADS green stripe represents integrity, it represents quality, it represents a level of service that you don't get from anybody else. It's a level of trust that people can rely on ADS. I think that the green stripe is, they say a picture paints 1,000 words. I think that green stripe on there means a lot of things to different people, but probably at the highest level, it probably just simply means trust.
That's what the green stripe is. It's my commitment to my customers to make their life better.